Hi guys, welcome. I hate when I do those hands. Stay away. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole Sierra. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video, you can tell by the title, is a drugstore makeup tutorial, and these are just going to be some of my either new finds or favorites from the drugstore and putting together this look. So if you're interested in seeing what drugstore makeup I use to get this look, go ahead and keep on watching. So to be honest, I haven't really found or tried out a drugstore eyebrow pencil or anything, so I'm just going to be using this Glossier Boy Brow, and this isn't necessarily a drugstore product, but it is more on the affordable side. I want to say it's like $12 or something around that range, and it's just the eyebrow tint, so I'm just gonna run that through my brows. And if you guys do have a favorite drugstore eyebrow product, whether it's I'm really into pencils, so a good drugstore eyebrow pencil. If you guys have any favorites that you use from the drugstore, please go ahead and let me know. I'm just gonna go ahead and run that through my brows. What I like about this product is that, number one, it is affordable. Number two, I like how on days that I don't want to do a full glam, it takes not a lot of time, especially when I'm going to work or I'm going to class and I want to just run this through my brows. It lifts my brows up, it holds them in place, and it gives them that feathered look that I've been super into, and it also gives them a tint. So this is in the shade brown. Next, I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer and just apply a little teeny bit on a brush and kind of carve out the brows, so it gives the brows almost the illusion that you really actually spent time on your brows, when in reality I just use the tinted brow gel and just a little bit concealer, and it kind of gives them more of a shape. So I actually ran to Walgreens right now and I went to pick up an eyeshadow because I didn't bring all my makeup home from my apartment since I'm here at my house over winter. I can't open this. So I ran to Walgreens to pick up an eyeshadow, and I got the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette, and this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's their 10 pan palettes, and this is what it looks like. Very pretty colors. I love the shades in this one because this is a dupe for the Modern Renaissance by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, so this palette was on sale, and naturally usually it was $4.99 at Walgreens, and it was on sale by surprise for $3.30. That was my total. Little pan, it says transition, and also this one says transition. So it gives you a warm tone option and a cool tone option. That's really cool, and that's pretty helpful too. I'm just gonna go for the warm tone shade, and I'm gonna apply this transition shade, not really over the transition area. I'm just gonna kind of spread that all over the eye. Just put it literally everywhere. And as you can see, this gives pigment. I didn't have to build that. Wow! So that video on Twitter where it was Mexican moms will make this gasping noise as if someone just died for everything. And that's me. I swear to God, that is me for everything. You know how many times I scare Kevin or my mom just for the craziest things? It'll be I dropped my fry and I'll be Then I'm just going to go around the edges and kind of do little circular motions so that it slightly blends upward. And I personally like to take my eyeshadow a little higher than my natural crease, because I do have a lot of space between my crease and my brow. Honestly, it's your personal preference. You don't have to take it as high as I do, because I know when I was first starting eyeshadow, I felt really goofy when I took my eyeshadow super high. I just felt I just wasn't used to it. I just wasn't used to wearing it. So I was oh my gosh, do I look kind of foolish? And some days you do. Some days you feel ooh, that was a little too much. And I've had my mom or people tell me oh wow, that's too much. But I mean, there's a practice period, Sometimes you have to make mistakes and you have to practice and trial and error and see different styles and techniques and what works for your eyes. And honestly, beauty is really in the eye of the beholder. If I think this certain eyeshadow look is beautiful and makes me feel good, that's really all that matters, because everyone has different styles, different tastes. you know, some people might think it's too much. Some people might want more. Next, I'm going to take this bright like orange shade and I'm going to apply that more specifically into the transition area. I'm just going to naturally follow the regular shape of my eye, so I'm not going to place it like any higher than my real like crease of my eyeball. I'm just literally going to almost like blend and stamp it right, basically tracing my eyeball shape. And especially like if you're beginning to do eyeshadow, like certain looks and like techniques you can do to kind of change your eye shape and make your eyes look different, and that's like, I think in my personal opinion, more advanced. And when you're first like starting out playing with eyeshadow, like it's really a lot easier and a lot less stressful to just follow your natural eye shape and then go from there and then work on like, you know, changing up your eye shape and making it appear like you have rounder eyes or like, you know, different things like that. And next I'm going to take this little magenta shade. I'm going to apply it all over the lid. So I'm done with the eyes right now. Next I'm going to use my favorite foundation from the drugstore, and that's the Super Stay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation by Maybelline. And this one became a favorite like straight to the top right away as soon as I tried it. I'm using my favorite sponge from the drugstore, and I would say the Morphe sponge, but I know that sometimes like it's hard to get a hold of those sponges because like they're not at Walgreens or like Walmart, and to me like those stores are just a lot closer and a lot more convenient to access. I'm in the shade 120 Classic Ivory in this foundation. As you can see, like this foundation sits right. It sits good on the skin. It does not look like cakey. It does not look heavy. It looks like it definitely is like one with the skin, although it's not super luminous. And me personally, I have dry skin, so sometimes I tend to like the luminous look, but like considering I have dry skin, it doesn't make me look super like extra dry. And personally, I like the way that this foundation, the more it sits on my skin, the better it gets. So an oldie but a goodie is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and I got the shade Neutralizer. The other Maybelline concealer, what I forgot the name of it, also is Bomb. I just ran out of that one too, so otherwise that one is also a great concealer, but I've been hooked on trying this one out again because it was a new shade, so I've really been enjoying this one. And I love, like, even though it's kind of nasty, like I kind of live for that little sponge thing. Like I really like it. So next I'm going to be using my favorite bronzer from the drugstore, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to be taking it on this Real Techniques brush, and I'm kind of just going to trace where my cheekbones are, so kind of just stamp it on at first, and then I'm going to take a fluffier brush, kind of blend upwards, and I'm going to be using the Eco Tools. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it looks like this, and I like it because it's big and fluffy and tapered, so it gives like a very bronzy look to the skin rather than like not a super harsh contour, and kind of just bronze upwards. Next I'm going to be going into my favorite blush from the drugstore, and it's Burt's Bees. You can find Burt's Bees not at my Walgreens, but I found them at Walmart. They have a slight bit of like a sheen, but not in like a luminoso sheen way. It's like a very subtle, like healthy, you can't really tell sheen. And then if you ever overdo it with the blush, you can always take like a big fluffy brush and put a little like translucent powder and kind of go over it to soften the blush and soften the look of like, you know, the bronzer and the blush together. So it kind of like, it's like a slight veil over the makeup. Next I'm going to go into the palette. I'm going to take the same shade right here and pencil it right underneath the eye. So you can get these at the drugstore too. This is the small shading brush. Then I'm going to take this dark brown shade and add a little bit underneath the eye as well, but only to the outer corner right here, just a little bit. Okay, this is a product that I highly recommend. Out of all the things that like I've talked about, this one really like touches my heart. This is the Pixi by Petra Glowy Gossamer Duo, and this is in Subtle Sunrise. The formula of this, I would say, is like very, very similar, if not like extremely similar to the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Breezy. The way that this one feels is exactly how this one feels. Like, do you see this? This is like super, super metallic. So if you don't like metallic, this is not for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and that's like without being wet. I'm gonna go ahead and wet the brush too. So there's the highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Before I do that, I'm also gonna take the light shade and apply it to my inner corner. Oh, wow. Next, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and put on mascara. I'm gonna be using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. And then this mascara has really been hyped up. So it's been a while since I used it. I like it right off the bat because it's not super watery. My best friend Karina used to think that TBT stood for the best time because she always thought that like people were posting pictures of like old times that were like good. So she's like, she thought it stood for the best time. And I was like, are you serious? She was like so serious. Long story short, there was orange high C in this cup. It spilled. I didn't know it spilled. The syrup got all like sticky on the floor and I didn't clean it up yet. Well, it wasn't me who did it, but it wasn't cleaned up yet, okay? And it was on the floor over there. And I went to grab this in my purse. I put it on the table. I was in fuzzy socks and I accidentally stepped in the puddle of the thing. And when I grabbed my liquid lip and I tried to walk away, it was so strong that it kept my socks in the ground, like as if like it was like super strength. I almost fell because my socks were like stuck to the floor. I wish you guys could have seen that. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Please, someone do it on purpose and then see what I'm talking about so I don't sound crazy. I'm just gonna line my lips with this Lasting Finish Rimmel London pencil, and this wasn't very expensive either, and I really like this shade, in the shade Tiramisu. I basically became like Juicy Lips City over here. Okay, then I'm gonna be using super chocolate. These are the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipsticks, but this was part of their chocolate collection. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and leave me some comments on what your guys' favorite drugstore makeup products are. I love to hear your guys' like recommendations so that I could also try them out too. I found a lot of great products that way too through hearing, you know, friends or family talk about their favorites. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in my next video of a whole bunch of Tarte makeup. Make sure you're subscribed and you turn on the notifications so that you guys don't miss out on that opportunity. It's a lot of really cool stuff and I like a lot of the products too that I'm giving away, some of my favorites. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one.